This is Don't Panic, episode number 376, recorded December 4th, 2023. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this episode of Don't Panic, the technology podcast on gadgets, the internet, and you. I'm Sean Jennings, joined by two guys who, like me, have great-looking hair that causes them to look like they have huge foreheads. It's Dan and Colby. Hello, gentlemen.
Damn.
Got the biggest.
We all got the quaff back, but every time I put my face up to the camera, I'm like, my forehead looks huge.
I feel like that's more of a camera angle problem than anything.
Is that what it is? From a distance, it looks well. It's one of those you just fear the hairline creep. You know, so
it's coming for us.
We're getting old, gentlemen. I got some grays in there. I don't know if you can see.
Ugh. Yeah, it's the world, man. Wears you down.
And I hear the world is kicking both of your asses lately.
Yes. I look forward to not getting on an airplane in the next year, but I don't think I'll be able to pull that off.
Oh, no.
No, it's nothing bad. It's just too much. It's just every 2 months is just too often. I've determined.
Yes. That's how I feel. I feel like I flew like every 3 weeks for like 4 sets of 3 weeks, and I'm just over it. I don't want to do it anymore. It's not worth it. Stay home.
Yeah, it is funny. We spend all this money on these homes, and we're never in them.
Right. And then
What
you
a
spend
waste.
a bunch of money to fly away from.
And stay in a different place that isn't the place you own. Yeah.
Meanwhile, yeah, and you're still paying for things at the place that you purchased. Yeah.
Like someone to come in and water your plants.
Yeah. And electricity and stuff. I have an annoying, speaking of houses, I have an annoying home improvement topic. So
Bring it on.
I don't think I showed you this when you were all here, but our door frame, if you were standing in the door and you turned to look at the door frame, it is like, woo, it's warped. The door frame itself is square, but the thing that the door rests against is uneven. And so weather stripping causes it to be, if you put weather stripping around the entire door, you cannot close the door. And I have not yet had the patience to apply the weather stripping just into the places where, like, I've gotten there pretty good, but right now the door is very difficult to close. What I need is thinner weather stripping. I don't know if there's a solution here beyond replacing the entire door frame, which sounds like one of those expensive things.
How thin is
the rest of the, like, how thin? I mean, I got the Wirecutter recommended weather stripping, which is not super thin. It's like hollow plastic, so
Right.
it can only squish down so much. But what I want is like a piece of felt, like that thin. I think is what I need. And during the summer, I just took all the weather stripping off because I was like, well, forget this. I have to slam the door every time I close it. But now it's cold.
Yeah, so which door is this now?
The front door.
The front door. And you don't, I'm trying to remember, you don't have a screen door on it, a storm door?
I do in the summertime, but I don't. It just lifts off the hinges, and I put it away because it turns out that in the winter, something happens, and it's very difficult to close a screen door. Something wood, something. So that is, I suspect, why it was not attached when we moved into the house. So I detached it. But that's another thing, is it's remarkable. And the back door in the downstairs, I don't know if you looked at it, it is shockingly, like, tightly integrated with the door frame. There's no weather stripping. There's no thingy that hangs on the bottom. No, it's just a piece of wood that just so happens to precisely fit the door frame, which is cool. But I don't know why the front door has the warping problem, the bottom door doesn't.
Yeah, houses move much more than you would think. It shocked me. I was having an issue with the smart lock on my front door, and I wasn't in love with it anyway. So I'm like, I'll get a new one, a better one, and I put it in. Turns out the problem is that the bolt doesn't line up perfectly with the hole in the frame because it's moved a little over time. So the motor goes like to like push it in, and it misses, so it won't go in. And I'm like, oh, this was such a waste. It was frustrating, and I'm not. The problem is you can't drill a new hole slightly to the side of the existing hole. It doesn't really work that way. So frustrating.
Do you know? Well, did I tell you about the chiseling?
Yes.
We had so maybe that's what you need to do. If you want to make an existing hole slightly larger in a solid piece of wood, a chisel is apparently the way to do it.
No, I just manually lock my smart lock. I'm way too lazy. It still unlocks itself, so it's not too bad.
Well, when we left for Thanksgiving, we configured the smart lock, to do something we hadn't previously had it do, which was to auto lock if it remains unlocked for a certain amount of time. And because we were gone, I was like, well, I'll set it to. I think someone was coming over to do something, and so I had set it for just 1 minute. If it's unlocked for more than a minute, then lock it. But the smart lock has no idea if the door is closed.
Oh, it doesn't sense it.
Yeah, and so this had been fine, but it was something in the back of my mind until last night. We had like 4 people over, and they're filing in, we're saying hi, and then I go to close the door, and I install the weather stripping, so the door, you have to close it with a lot of force to get it to close. As I'm closing it, the 60 seconds has expired, and the little deadbolt comes out, and bam, just... so now there's a little teeny tiny hole in the inside of the door frame, too. So I changed that to 5 minutes. Wow. Doors.
Who needs them? We do.
Yeah. Walls leak a lot less. Walls are more energy efficient than doors.
Yeah, windows are pretty inefficient. Have you ever done... So here in Massachusetts, you can call the state and they'll come out and do an energy audit of your home.
I was just reading about this. No, I haven't done it. But I know where the problems are. This is an old house in a place that didn't used to get that hot, that just had a oil burning furnace running all the time. So yeah, there's no insulation on any of the windows downstairs. I suspect that the roof is pretty good. I did read that the roof is usually the number one source of leakage. And that's relatively new with the insulation and everything. So I suspect that's okay. But the windows, yeah, if you're in the bathroom in the wintertime, you can feel the wind blowing. Well, it's not great.
I don't know if it's different in Washington. What's nice about Massachusetts, if you have them come out, their recommendations, you get them for free or reduced cost because you pay every month into the electricity program. And like $1 out of your electricity bill goes into this fund. So you can get, I got all new insulation for free. I got a bunch of other stuff for free, which was nice. And they do the, for Christmas this year, my father lives in my grandmother's home, which, true story, she bought back in the 50s for $5,000. So return on investment there. But I bought them a Nest thermostat for Christmas because they call me constantly to fiddle with their less fancy thermostat. But I'll get $100 back on the Nest thermostat through the Mass Save program. That's so cool. Good to know your local rules. I hope my dad occasionally watches the show. So sorry, buddy. Spoiled.
I was prompted to get new windows installed in my apartment because one night I was either sick or I couldn't sleep, and I was laying on the couch, and there was like, it was like a nor'easter, and I was laying on the couch next to the windows, and it like things on the windowsills were blowing in the breeze, the fully closed windows, and I was very cold. So that was my incident. At 3 a.m, I was like, "Oh my god!" Looking up like window installers in Boston.
Well, damn! Seattle City Light just gives you a PDF on how to do your own energy audit.
Oh,
lame!
It is quite long, and it has pretty illustrations, but
That's good.
Yeah.
No, when the guy comes out, he came out and he put like all this gear and equipment on everything, like tech equipment. I didn't know how all of it worked, and it was funny because he hooked it all up, and then he started the test like how air secure your home is basically. And my house was so leaky it didn't register. He was like, I cannot tell you. There is no way for me to measure it because it is so leaky that I can't even get a reading on the machine. I said, that does not surprise me. And that's how I ended up with all new windows and doors and insulation and all that sort of stuff. Should have done that before
I was reading that they like replace your door with something that blows air in, and then they attach a bunch of stuff to the other things. It sounds cool.
It's wild. They set it all up. It's got a fan, and it monitors. It'll give out a number to each of your house. It's very interesting.
That's cool. That's very cool.
What else is going on, gentlemen? Anything? I do want to clear up one thing. You guys, fantastic episode last week. Big fan. You knocked it out of the park.
I did no memory.
You did great. Or you did. No, you did great.
Oh, right, the coffee episode.
Which I was also not that disappointed I missed because I would have added basically nothing because I haven't tried much and I just make K-Cups every day. So it was interesting to listen to, not participate in. I did want to clear up, though, right at the top, you guys, I missed the episode and you guys thought I was out closing business deals over martinis. And I want to stress it was not that kind of work dinner. I was merely entertaining a new salesperson we had hired, and there's a list of people who have to take them out to dinner. And when everybody cancels, I'm last on the list. And the guy was very nice, but we ate and we drank and it ran very late. So my apologies for missing it, but I was not closing any kind of deals. I was merely entertaining someone from out of town, which I'm sure you guys have done in your careers as well.
Gotcha. You were like the designated survivor. No, actually, yeah. No one asked me to.
Well, it's because they always at minimums have to send a manager. And I am literally the last manager where it's like when all the other managers say no, it's like, well, Sean, you're the only one left with a credit card. So you have to like take the guy out to dinner. I had to do it again last week as well. So, it's a real burden.
Sean, I was just going to make a joke. Sean is the Laura Roslin of Don't Panic. Sean doesn't get the reference.
Right over my head.
Colby get the reference? There we go.
Is that the Battlestar Galactica president?
Yes.
Or,
yes.
well, not the whatever, the education secretary.
Secretary of Education. Yeah.
Right. I was thinking of the Kiefer Sutherland show called Designated Survivor.
Yes.
Which is
that's a reference I get.
Yes, a more modern times. The premise is exactly the same as Battlestar Galactica. Everyone else dies, and he becomes the president.
And some of them are robots. That's not true.
Are they? I don't know. I didn't get that far.
The show only ran a couple seasons. I don't know. Maybe they were robots. That would have made it a lot better. Guys, are you ready to get into today's activity?
I'm so excited.
I have got a real treat for you. I've brought many various challenges and trivia and interactive things over the years, and I've been dying to do this concept. And you guys are the perfect guys to do it with. Tonight, we're doing the first ever Don't Panic Real or Fake Challenge. So I've written a series in a bunch of different categories of things that are real and things that are fake. Couldn't be simpler. All you have to do is identify if it's one or the other. Simple enough? But you're working together. I want to stress that. It's not competitive. It's a team sport. You're beating the dealer, me, to see either A, if you can figure it out, or B, if I'm any good at writing fake things, because maybe I just blew it completely. Are you up for the challenge?
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, so these are totally going to be a bunch of different random things that just came into my head over the past couple months, and I've been keeping notes. One of the things I find interesting, are you guys familiar with private equity? Companies that own a bunch of other companies.
This was Lena's whole career. I'm extremely familiar. Well, not as much as people who make this their whole career, but as familiar as someone can be who did not work on this, I think.
Well, private equity fascinates me for a number of reasons, but one reason is one company can own the most bizarre combination of other companies. So what I've done is I've picked a few private equity firms, and I'm going to read you some businesses they own. 5. 3 are real, 2 are fake. You have to see which of the companies are real and fake. So I'm going to start with Blackstone, one of the biggest out there, massive. I'm going to name 5 things. 2 are fake, 3 are real. Here you go. In no particular order, then you guys can debate this. Which of these does Blackstone actually own? And by own, either wholly own or own a large piece of, okay? The Weather Channel, Legoland, Bridgestone Tires, Panera Bread, and the Michael's Craft Store chain. I'll read that again. Blackstone, the Weather Channel, Legoland, Bridgestone Tires, Panera Bread, and the Michael's Craft Store chain. 3 are real, 2 are fake.
Well, this actually is whenever I meet some of Lena's private equity colleagues, there's only one joke I can make. Well, there's 2, but one of my favorite ones is a chart I saw online that I wish I had saved. It was a 2x2 grid, and on one side it said black and stone, I think. On the other side it said fire and bridge. And then at the intersections, it was evil private equity firm, evil private equity firm, which I think is Blackstone and
BlackRock.
BlackRock, yes. And then it was evil private military contractor, which is the other one, and then Bridgestone Tires.
Yes. Yeah.
So Legoland, I didn't think was going to be its own company. Blackwater, that's what it was. Blackwater.
Yes.
So it must have been Blackwater, Bridgestone, and then at the intersections. Yeah.
Wow.
Is Legoland its own company? I would have thought Legoland was owned by Lego.
It's, well, real or fake, who knows? I would say it's probably licensed. In the same way, there's a Sesame Street amusement park that isn't owned by them. It's licensed.
I think Sean made this one up because I don't think Legoland is its own company.
Okay, so that's one.
That's one.
Colby, do you have one in that list you think is fake?
I'm willing to buy Legoland. I think. What do we have? So, I mean, it seems.
I put it in the chat, by the way, so you wouldn't have to remember.
Oh, look at
Thank
you. So smart.
Oh, I'll do my best to help you out here.
Wrong chat.
So wait, hang on. Maybe let me ask a clarifying question, Sean.
Yes.
Are these brands that whoever it is own, or are these you know what I mean? Like, could some of these companies have other parent companies that are not this, that are in turn owned by Blackstone or whatever?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Never mind then. I doubt that the Weather Channel and Panera Bread and Michael's are independent companies anymore either.
Totally. Panera is so bad now. It's got to be owned by a private equity.
Oh, that's too bad.
It's got to be private equity.
Yeah. I think that I think it's not possible that Bridgestone Tires. I mean, I know it's possible, but I think it'd be too, like, the name overlap is too weird, and I have to pick that one.
Yeah, I would agree with you. I think if I was looking at this and I wanted to know, because private equity wants to take companies that take money and turn it into more money and have those companies turn that money into even more money. And I don't think there's that much more money to be made in tires. You stock tires in stores. The stores, you have to have lots of them, and you sell the tires. They kind of have to sell them at market rate. So I don't think that's a great acquisition target. Similarly, maybe with Michael's, maybe there's an online component though. But like the Weather Channel, Legoland, Panera Bread, those seem, especially Panera Bread, seems more like a struggling business. But though maybe it is struggling because of its involvement with private equity, but that could be turned around, and they like to think that they can do that. And whatever media conglomerate owns the Weather Channel and or Legoland, similarly, so maybe you're convincing me. I would maybe drop Michaels and Bridgestone tires because, like, what is Michaels? What are you going to do with Michaels? But the other ones, I could at least see an argument that they are under leveraged.
So is that your final answer, Michaels and Bridgestone
Well,
tires?
Colby and I are working together, so I don't want to
Well, you got to
presume. Right. I put it to Colby.
Oh, you changed your mind from Legoland?
Yes, you convinced me.
Okay, I'll go with that.
Okay. You guys scored 50%. So Bridgestone Tires is not owned by them. I made
Good
that
job,
one
Colby.
up. Michaels is owned by them. The other fake one is Panera Bread. They
Really?
actually do own Legoland and the Weather Channel. In fact, Dan, because you asked, they actually own the entire Busch Gardens family of parks, including SeaWorld and Legoland.
Wow.
There you go.
Now, who are the corporate daddies of Panera Bread?
You know, you were saying one thing I didn't do was look these up ahead of time. I don't
Make the Scheinhart Wig Company.
well, it's John Panera. Obviously.
Laura and I watched that episode of 30 Rock over dinner like 20 minutes ago, where he pulls down the org chart to explain to Tracy what company will make the Tracy Jordan meme machine.
They are owned by JAB Holding Company, a private company from Luxembourg that also owns Pete's Coffee, Caribou Coffee, Einstein Brothers Bagel, 67% of Keurig, all of Krispy Kreme, and Pret a Manger. Manger.
Wow.
So a bit of a food. So they are privately owned. All right, I got another list for you here. Another 3 real, 2 fake. This from KKR. Again, one of the biggest in the private equity space. Del Monte Foods, PetSmart, America's Best Eyewear, Simon & Schuster Publishing, Hoover Vacuums. 2 are fake, 3 are real. Del Monte Food, PetSmart, America's Best Eyewear, Simon & Schuster Publishing, Hoover Vacuums.
What is Del Monte Food?
I was going to say, there are 2 of these I have not heard of.
Oh, Del Monte, they're massive. It's like canned vegetables. Like they're in your local supermarket for sure.
Okay. Simon & Schuster.
And Simon & Schuster is a publishing house, so books and magazines and things like that.
I feel like PetSmart and the food thing, like, those feel like of a category. Maybe Hoover is also in the same category. Hoover is the vacuum company, right?
Yes.
Yes, can you buy a Hoover vacuum now?
Oh yeah.
I just haven't really noticed them, I guess. It's funny, Lena used to work for KKR, and her ambulance company is owned by KKR, so it's too bad that one isn't on here.
That's funny.
And
get her in here.
They are trying to charge her a ton of money, which is funny. Yes, if only I could phone a friend. So I at least know that KKR owns an ambulance company, which I don't know is most related to America's Best Eyewear, I guess.
I mean, I tried to pick the like household name sort of companies.
Sure.
There's certainly a lot of no-name companies that they own as well.
All right, I'm using the same logic as before. Simon & Schuster seems complicated. I don't think I would want to own Simon & Schuster if I was a private equity company. You've got like you're competing with all the other publishers. It's like super low margin, but you have to. It's also like not low margin like a tire company. You have to employ editors and people with really specialized skills.
This is true.
So I would guess that a private equity company would not want to get into that.
Don't you make money on books forever, though? Well, I guess not, right? Until the copyright runs out.
Well, the copyright never runs out anymore, I don't think. But I guess in theory, if it keeps selling. But I also have to imagine that most books, peter out pretty quickly. But I don't know what the economics of those companies are.
Right.
So that is my one guess, but it's purely I'm just making shit up. It didn't work out super well last time. My logic. Well, I guess it wasn't terrible.
50-50. What? Sorry, I got so distracted by thinking about books that I didn't listen to the rest of your answers.
That was it. I only said Simon & Schuster. It was the only one I could.
Oh, okay.
The other ones are all kind of a kind, except for Hoover. I guess Hoover and Del Monte are like products. We make stuff. And PetSmart and America's Best Eyewear. Is America's Best Eyewear a retail chain?
Yeah, I believe they have physical locations. I know they're definitely online.
Yes. Yeah.
I think that Hoover is the other one that is not, because food, like, we're all buying food all the time forever until we die. PetSmart, same thing. Like, you're buying stuff for your pet forever until they die. Glasses, I can't see anymore. I'll be buying glasses forever for the rest of my life, probably. So, like, those are all books. I don't know. I mean, I'll probably be buying books too, but I feel like Dan observed correctly that it's complicated. Like, I feel like glasses are a solved problem, and you're doing the overhead to, like, what, you have to have new frames and, like, churn people out some glasses, but mostly you know what to do. Like, vacuums are you're not buying a vacuum every year. I don't know. I think Simon.
So are we landing on Simon & Schuster and Hoover?
Yeah, sure.
All right. No, it's good. Listen, it's a good guess. And you guys, once again, hit 50-50. Hoover is made up by me. You are correct. But Simon & Schuster, they do actually own. The other fake one was PetSmart. I made up PetSmart.
Tricky.
Instead of Simon & Schuster. So you're hitting 50-50. I got one more of these before we move on to the next type of real or fake. This is Apollo Global Management. Very suspicious sounding.
Lena worked for this company as well.
Well, maybe you'll know, Dan. Which of these do they actually own? Chuck E. Cheese, the Staples office supply store chain, the Empire State Building, Yahoo, or Jacuzzi, the company that makes jacuzzis? Named after the actual guy named Jacuzzi. That's a real one.
I think they own Chuck E. Cheese, Yahoo, and Jacuzzi because they're all the funniest words.
And I came up with the boring ones? Is that what you're suggesting?
Yahoo?
Search giant. Yahoo. Can you still search for stuff on Yahoo? Do they still run a search?
Yes,
I'm sure.
you can.
Wow.
See, because, like, I remember reading about Yahoo, and did they get sold?
Maybe to Apollo Global Management.
It could have been. Because I remember there was Marissa Mayer, and then she left. And I remember that Yahoo Japan was the only profitable part of the company.
Right.
Okay, let's look at these other ones. The Empire State Building.
Can
here's the
private
thing I'm going to
equity
note,
companies
Colby.
own anything? Oh, go ahead.
I will say,
Well,
this is true. There was another one I didn't use. A private equity company owns all of the rest stops in the state of Connecticut. Are owned by a private equity firm. That one was fascinating.
Privatization.
Yeah.
Well, again, Colby, all of these companies can have parent companies which are actually owned by things, right? And all real estate in New York is owned by these real estate firms. And if you ever look at the outside of the office building, it's like, I forget, one of them is like Vornado or something like that. Vornado Managing Partners or something. So that could be a trick Sean is playing. One thing I was going to point out is every other one of these, there's been one that I'm like, well, obviously they own this, and I didn't even think of it, and that was always one of the ones that was fake. And here I'm thinking Staples is the dark horse. Staples, like, it's, declining, it's competing with all these other online things. All their stuff is commodities. I'm sure that it was sold, and I'm sure that it was sold for cheap, and someone might think that they could fire all the employees and hire some design firm in New Jersey to make them a Shopify website instead and try to turn a profit. And what was your guess? Was Yahoo as the other fake one?
No, my fake guesses were Staples and the Empire State Building. But I think you've convinced me that the Empire State Building is probably owned by a private equity firm.
Someone's got to own it.
Okay, so we're aligned on Staples.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it's either Yahoo or the Empire State Building, but Sean would want us to think that the Empire State Building is ridiculous.
Am I really that clever?
You're a crafty one.
And by the way, I love the detail with which you're deliberating these, but I have a whole bunch more real fakes to get to in the hour.
Faster. I think Staples and Jacuzzi. Those are my votes.
Okay.
I think Jacuzzi is like a privately owned, like family operated business still. That's my guess.
Still in the Jacuzzi family?
Right, the Jacuzzi family.
For all these years. I'm kind of disappointed because Colby actually nailed it with his very first guess. I did pick the funny ones and come up with Staples in the Empire State Building. And that's exactly the logic I used.
Man.
He saw right through me. So those were the fake ones. They do own Jacuzzi and Yahoo. So very, very good, Colby. You know me well. All right. We're going to jump off of private equity and we're going to do a quick hitter. All right. So these are nice, short, easy ones. You're just going to say real or fake. These are celebrity alcohols. So obviously, celebrities like George Clooney and Ryan Reynolds have their own brand of alcohol. I'm just going to read you a celebrity and their alcohol brand name. You just say real or fake. It's pretty simple. You ready?
Yep.
Crystal Head Vodka from Dan Aykroyd.
Fake.
Real.
It is real, and it comes in a little crystal head.
I didn't know it was affiliated with Dan Aykroyd.
It's you should Google Crystal Head at some point. It looks ridiculous. And yes, it is owned by Dan Aykroyd. It was one of the very, very first, actually, celebrity alcohol brands. How about Digits Bourbon from Scottie Pippen?
Fake.
Fake.
That is real.
Damn, what?
That is 100% real. Digits Bourbon. It's got a big picture of his hand on it because he's a basketball player. How about Survivor host Jeff Probst, Wilderness Reserve Whiskey?
Fake.
I'm gonna keep saying fake.
That one is fake. Very good.
Okay,
That one was made up. How about Born and Bred American Craft Vodka from Channing Tatum?
Who's Channing Tatum?
He's 21 Jump Street and was he a Magic Mike or was that the other guy?
I feel like he was. That's what I was going to ask.
Magic Mike.
He was in Magic
He's the Magic Mike guy.
And what was the name of it again?
Well, that would be Born and Bred American Craft Vodka.
I don't know anything about Channing Tatum. Is there some doubt as to whether Channing Tatum was born and bred America? Because I could see someone doing that, like, oh, people think I'm not, but I actually am. Or I could see someone doing it if they're like super hardcore about go rah rah America.
I just feel like
I don't
vodka
know.
is not it's not the America alcohol. I think it's fake.
That's true. Fake. And who these days would ever want to be associated with vodka? Fake.
Channing Tatum would. That is real.
Damn it. Wow.
That is absolutely 100% real. Empowerment by Lizzo, canned cocktails from Lizzo.
Real.
Yeah, I'll say real.
I busted your ass. That is hella fake. I
Damn
can't
it.
believe you fell for that one.
That sounds so much
of all the
realer than
fakes,
The digits.
born and
realer
bred
than-
American digits. That's so bad. This was actually my toughest one to do fakes for. All right, how about Zero Gravity Vodka from Buzz Aldrin?
It's gotta be fake. It'd be messed up.
I'm gonna say fake for the hope of our culture.
Right.
I wish it were real. That was fake, but I had to put it in just because it sounded very funny. And then the last one here is Vera Wang Party by Vera Wang, and Party is all capitalized.
What kind of liquor is it?
It's a wine, actually.
Party.
Yeah, Vera Wang Party by Vera Wang.
I'll say real.
Me too.
That is real. Good job, guys. You did pretty well on that one. You got some of them.
I don't think we
some of
did.
We got to get some Crystal Head vodka and Digits bourbon and do a taste test or something.
I'm stuck. Well, I have no. Yeah, we had some. So, anyways, I have no liquor at the house, so maybe I should stock exclusively with celebrity-sponsored brands.
I think
a
your
good
friends would be
idea.
very concerned for your well-being. And then each one makes a cocktail named after the celebrity.
Yeah.
Think about that. All right, we're going to move on to a new category here. I love this one. So you guys may not be familiar, but one of the funny things in life that makes me smile is that both IHOP and Denny's chain restaurants both do these promotional meal offers to tie in with movies. Right now they have a Wonka-themed menu for the new Timothée Chalamet Wonka movie that's coming out. And so I thought it would be fun to look into the archives and give you guys a list of movie tie-ins and some menu items that went with that movie tie-in. Some are real and some are fake. Are you ready?
This is a very Sean. This is the most Sean thing I've ever heard.
I'm
of,
so
actually.
excited because some of these, the real and the fake ones, are pretty fun. All right. Denny's did a tie-in with the Lego movie, including Emmett's Egg-Citing Scramble and Wild-Style Waffles.
I didn't even
Real
know
fake.
Denny's ever changed their menu.
They do, you will see, they do a lot of tie-ins.
Okay, so all right, so that's not the reason why it would be fake then. So
I
this
think
is
it's
crazy
real. It
because
sounds pretty good.
Okay.
This one is fake. This one is fake.
Wild
I
style
came up with that one.
waffles was too good to be fake.
It's these are fun.
Sean, you should be in
IHOP.
marketing.
Somebody, has anyone told you?
I will say some of the real ones are funnier than anything I could ever come up with. They really surprised me. IHOP did a tie-in with the animated film The Grinch a few years ago. Remember that one? Including Grinch's green pancakes and the Whoville holiday cheesecake French toast. Real
Whoville
or fake?
holiday cheesecake French toast. Those names are worse. So I am going to say that they're real.
I think so too.
Those are real. Very good. Very good. Denny's did a tie-in with the 2015 film The Fantastic Four. Remember that one? The first one with that guy whose name I can't remember in the lead. And at Denny's, you could get... yeah, exactly. Even more obscure. But in 2015, you could get the Thing Burger with Thing Sauce and the Invisible Woman Slam.
And this was Denny's?
The Invisible Woman
This was
Slam?
Denny's. Well, they call it the Grand Slam. That's their breakfast. And so this was themed to the movie, was the Invisible Woman Slam.
Real. Sean has too good of an answer for this one.
Well, it's not the only slam that's going to come up, so you can be warned there.
I think Thing Sauce is too weird. I think this is fake.
I am flabbergasted this is real. The Thing Burger with Thing Sauce.
Finally.
I mean, that one really blew me away. So very good, Dan. You got that one. But did you know that Denny's had a tie-in with The Hobbit, An Unexpected Journey? And at Denny's, you could get Frodo's Pot Roast Skillet and Gandalf's Gobble Melt.
I think this is fake. I'm suspicious of the alliteration now. After
Okay, I'll go with fake.
Waffles.
This one is 100% real.
God damn it.
Wow.
And by the way, you can find pictures of all these online. They're very interesting. Did you know you could go to IHOP for a tie-in with Spider-Man No Way Home and pick up webbed pancakes or Aunt May's avocado toast?
Aunt May's avocado toast. Is IHOP getting in on the avocado toast game?
I think so.
Wow.
I mean, this wasn't that long ago.
I think it's fake.
I think it's real.
Colby caught on to me. This one is fake. I made this one up. Aunt May's avocado toast. I don't know if IHOP has any avocados in the building or anything fresh. Our final one here is from Denny's. Solo, a Star Wars story, had a tie-in at Denny's, including the Lightspeed Slam and the Blaster Fire Burger. Starring another guy whose name I don't remember.
Something Alden. Something.
Something.
It's some alliteration in the second half of this one, Colby. Blaster Fire Burger.
That's why I'm. That's why I'm pausing. I think it's fake. Fake.
Yeah, I'll go with fake.
This one is entirely real.
Damn.
Actually existed. You could only 2 of them were fake. Most of those were real. So
Why do they have such bad ideas?
Go to your local Denny's or IHOP. I don't. And by the way, go look up the Wonka menu. It looks awful. It looks bad. So many more of those to come. You guys have done well so far, I will say. You've gotten your fair share of incorrect ones, but you got a lot of them right. We've got one more category before we wrap up for tonight. Maybe this will be more your speed. Guys, it's December, and that can only mean one thing. Hallmark Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've done is collected a series of titles and synopsis log lines for these films, some being real, some being fake. All you got to do is tell me which is which. Are you ready?
Yes.
I'm ready.
We're going to start with Horse-Drawn Christmas. When a high-powered corporate consultant is unexpectedly drawn to a picturesque small town known for its charming horse-drawn Christmas carriage rides, she discovers the magic of the season and embraces a new perspective on life and love, guided by the town's traditions and a chance encounter with an old flame. Horse-Drawn Christmas, real or fake?
God, this was so hard. I'm gonna say real.
I'm gonna say fake. It's just
Okay.
This one, believe it or not, was written by my good friend ChatGPT. This one is fake. This one is not
too
real.
average.
That's not fair.
I could not listen. It's one thing for me to come up with a fake egg dish, but to write a whole paragraph like that, I was lazy. So, admittedly, I got some help. I came up with the title, though. I will say, and I said,
ChatGPT is literally okay. All right.
I mean, that's how they write these movies for real, Dan.
If they don't do that, they will be doing that. Yeah.
All right. How about where are you, Christmas? When Addie wishes for a year without Christmas, she wakes up in a world of black and white. She must work together with the town mechanic to restore Christmas.
Real.
Okay, yeah, real.
That one is real.
Nice.
Next up, My Christmas Guide. After losing his eyesight, a college professor adopts a seeing eye dog from a guide dog trainer. As they all begin to spend time together, his confidence returns and his heart begins to open.
I think that one's real too.
That one is real. All right, you guys are getting these. How about A Christmas by Sea? When a work-driven event planner is unexpectedly stranded in a charming seaside town during the holidays, she teams up with a local boat captain to organize a heartwarming Christmas celebration, discovering love and the true spirit of the season along the way.
What was the name of it again?
A Christmas by Sea.
Fake.
I think it's real.
Dan got you on this one. That one is fake.
I think Colby, that Sean just puts Christmas and then adds like a setting to it. Horse-drawn Christmas, Christmas by Sea.
Well, to be fair,
that's my theory.
every movie in the list has the word Christmas in it. So
Okay,
They always do.
let's see if my theory holds up.
all right. Well, Dan, let's see if you know A Snow Globe Christmas. In a temper, a cynical TV executive tries to smash a snow globe, but instead it hits her on the head and knocks her out. When she comes around, she finds herself married to a handsome woodworker and mother to 2 young children in a perfect snow-covered town like the one in her globe. Real or fake?
Real.
I think it's real.
This is actually real. I watched a chunk of this movie a few years ago, and it is even stupider than you can imagine.
Nice.
It's very bad, and so I had to include that one because I actually know that one. And our final one, our final real or fake for the whole night. You guys have been fantastic sports here. Christmas for Sale. When a down-to-earth real estate agent is tasked with selling a historic but financially troubled Christmas-themed inn, she unexpectedly finds herself immersed in the magic of the season while working alongside the inn's charming owner. Together, they strive to revitalize the inn, rekindle holiday traditions, and discover the true value of love, family, and the Christmas spirit. Christmas
Fake.
for Sale.
I think it's fake too.
It is fake. The template for these is very predictable.
I caught on to you.
You know, it's like when a job is unexpectedly gone to place during the holidays, she meets up with Hot Man and discovers
Yes.
love.
You shouldn't have betrayed the ChatGPT thing. So now I'm like, okay, does this like, you know, synopsis sound like what ChatGPT would output if given this title?
I would literally just say write a log line for Christmas, the Hallmark movie Christmas for Sale. It was great. I could have done that all day long. Good job, guys. You survived real or fake.
Thanks.
I hope that was a pleasurable
That's fun.
experience for you and the folks at home.
Yeah.
A little bit of a different challenge. Now, Dan, you can go quiz Lena and see if she knows real or fake private equity holdings.
Yeah, I'm going to take a screenshot of this actually.
Or Hallmark movies.
Well, the second
I'll
one
put
was KKR and the third one was Apollo. Is that right?
What I will do is, if you give me a second, I will send you a link to the Google Doc
Okay. Thank you.
that has all of the reals and fakes in it, so you can tell your friends.
You can play it at home.
Listen, I guarantee you, I will reuse this with Matt because he does not listen to the show, and I don't feel like writing it again twice. So this may be on an upcoming episode. Don't be surprised if you guys want to give him any hints. It'd be really funny if you sent it to him ahead of time, and then I look like an idiot when he gets it all right. No, what a treat this has been, guys. Anything else from you this evening before we wrap it up?
No. I'm going to be in Australia until January 1st,
Oh my God.
basically. So
Wow.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, Happy New Year's Eve, Happy Hanukkah,
Mhm.
everything.
Have fun.
Yes,
Thanks.
enjoy the celebration. We'll try and Colby now tries to squeeze some episodes in the month of December.
Yeah, I'll report back on what technology is like when it, the electrons flow the opposite direction.
Does Australia have a funny word for Christmas? Like down under?
I don't know. That's a good question.
You'll have to
Australian
report back.
slang for Christmas. Yeah, I will report back on all the new slang that I learned.
Dibby dooby.
Chrissy, of course.
Chrissy! Oi! Celebrating Chrissy down under.
It started very British, but you got it at the
Yeah,
end.
it takes me a minute to get into it. But once I get there, Dan, you're going to come back with an accent. It's going to be great.
It could be.
Something to work on. Well, good luck, Dan. Godspeed. Colby, I guess this means your topic's up next.
All right. Well, I'll have to think about what it's going to be.
You're on the clock. What a great treat, everybody. Don'tPanic.io is our website. Go there, check out all the episodes, the video, the audio, the whole 9 yards. It's all right there. Video on YouTube, and of course, get the audio podcast wherever you subscribe. Just search Don't Panic, and of course, get a hold of us, don'tpanicshow@gmail.com. But we're going to put a pin in it here and wrap it up. On behalf of Dan and Colby, I'm Sean. We appreciate you being here, and we're going to see you next time for a great edition of Don't Panic.